Greetings, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Miriam Gennari.
My name's Adele Quo.
And this is our show for our first show in December. Hard to believe. Gee whiz, the last of the Burr months is upon us. And you may have noticed it as the temperatures dropped a bit.
That's right,
but,
we're all like
Yeah, we're a little plump from our turkey,
we hope
right?
you all survived and had a very nice Thanksgiving with your
Absolutely.
family and friends. And we all did, as you may have noticed. We're sitting here.
Noticed a special
little
picture
bit
in
of-
front of you, right?
Yeah, Craig's
This is
bundle
well, maybe
of
we can get
joy.
that on somewhere.
Yeah.
Our little butterball here. Baker
Yeah.
Craig is a 14
A real
weeks as we
butterball.
speak. We can pull a picture of him up later on, hopefully before the end of the show. But we have this sort of, here's the lineup right here, right in front of me, and I'll run that down for you
We've got
quickly.
news.
And Community Bulletin Board, our CBB file, and Miss Adele is here for another installment.
Oh my!
we
Whoa!
totally blew that one, didn't we? I put an extra syllable of
It's easy being green.
My
What a
bad.
tease,
See what
what
a
a
week off
tease.
will do for you? Holy cow. CBB, as I think I mentioned, Roland Denise, our theater reviewer, is talking about Newsies, News for Seniors, and then our very own Styrofoam mom here with her Sustainable Scoop.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Another-
Wrap up to the
another
last.
installment?
Yes, yes, indeed.
Okay. And that's our show, but before we begin, a social media reminder. Anybody want to do that?
YouTube channel is Arlington Weekly News
There you
and the
go.
number 1. And on Facebook, it's also the Arlington Weekly News. So check us out.
We're out
Posted
there
there
on
every week.
Social media, believe it or not.
Yep.
All right, here we go. The first of our news items. Well, a recent report from the Washington Business Journal states that Amazon is offering $20 million, M as in million, dollars for affordable housing efforts, as negotiated with Amazon's development partner, JBG. Is that right? Yes, it is. Smith Properties. In exchange for the contribution to the county's Affordable Housing Investment Fund, the county will allow, and we're quoting now, bonus density above 25%. This deal is part of a community benefits package, quote, end quote, surrounding the construction of Pentagon City Office Park, to be known as Metropolitan Park, another item in quotes there. The park is to consist of 2 towers reaching up to 22 stories in height, which exceeds the normal density allowance. It is estimated that more than half of the $20 million offer is specifically attached to the additional space. And stay tuned, we'll give you more on that as it becomes available. Miriam,
Oh yeah, there's more to come.
more to come.
Yeah. In addition, of the two-tower construction, Amazon will expand the Central Park at the development by nearly 50%. Amazon will also add 21,000 square feet of privately owned green space around the towers. Amazon has also declared a plan to make the buildings conform to LEED Platinum design as part of the package. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has launched a separate climate change initiative, which includes reaching net zero carbon emissions by the year 2040. The Arlington County Board is planning to vote on the initiative around mid-December. Craig?
And also in the news, well, 14-year-old Lizzie Burkholder will be among the singers at an upcoming Opera Nova concert. Ms. Burkholder, an 8th grader at the Rivendell School in Arlington, is an example of the young singers that Opera Nova is helping as they promote low-cost arts programs for children, seniors, and other people. The concert will be held on Saturday, December 14 at 4 in the afternoon at Walker Chapel. They're located at 4102 North Glebe Road. Admission is $20, not bad, a nominal fee. Reservations are encouraged, and you can do that by going online to, the information is on your screen now, mcdm1 at verizon.net, or give them a call at 703-536-7557. Miriam.
Thanks, Craig. The 2019 Arlington Turkey Trot was won by Derek Gutierrez, an Arlington resident, with a time of 15 minutes and 33 seconds. Second place went to Ben Tworick of Albuquerque, New Mexico, with a time of 16 minutes and 1 second. And third place was taken by Matthew Heineke-Pert of Richmond, Virginia. The 1,200th place finish went to Ian Mackey, also of Arlington, with a time of 30 minutes and 55 seconds. As with everyone else who participated this year, we consider Mr. Mackey to be another winner. And we also want to congratulate everyone who participated. We look forward to another successful turkey trot next year, 2020.
Great event. There's a turkey loose in here.
I think I know.
Where did that turkey come from? All right. We'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Miss Adele Quo in another installment of It's Easy Being Green.
Wow, changing
That was
it
quick.
up a bit.
Your turn.
All right.
Trying to make up for lost time.
Okay, thanks everyone. Welcome back. It's time for It's Easy Being Green. My name is Adele Quo. And of course, our mascot, Joe Tree Frog, wants to announce this great opportunity to get a beautiful free, that's FREE, free, big giant letters, a free tree, professionally planted on your property where you want it for spring 2020. The trees are generally 2-inch diameter. That's a roughly 7-foot tall tree at the time of planting, depending on the plant species. And all of these free trees are going to be locally native trees. All of the trees will be planted in the spring of 2020. At maturity, the trees will be large canopy trees. To review the list of available locally native trees, go online to www.arlingtonenvironment.org. Arlington County's Tree Canopy Fund, that's the TCF, is one of 2 programs striving to increase Arlington's tree canopy by paying for the planting of these large trees on private property within the county. Private property includes condominiums, apartment buildings, townhomes, single-family homes, churches, and more. The Tree Canopy Fund was launched in 2009, and since then, over 1,200 trees have been planted for free. The recent 2017 tree canopy study highlights that the current tree canopy coverage in Arlington County is 41%. Arlington County's tree canopy is highly valued by both the citizens and county staff because trees are truly amazing. They are more vital to our health and welfare than ever, as more and more trees are cleared and removed to make way for development. The loss of trees in our urban environment has a profound impact on our quality of life. Trees are the original multitaskers. Their leaves and roots clean the air we breathe and the water we drink. They protect our streams and prevent soil erosion. Trees lower city temperatures and boost property values. Their beauty inspires writers and artists, and for most people, trees soften the brutality of the built environment. So apply for a free tree now. Submit an online application form by midnight on Friday, December 20th. Note that you will need to fill out a separate application for each tree. New for spring 2020, if you have utility lines in your front yard and you're interested in planting a smaller sweet bay magnolia or redbud, these are smaller understory trees, you need to complete a special application. These smaller tree species are not suitable for south-facing locations that receive full afternoon sun. More information is available at www.ecoactionarlington.org. If you have questions, contact EcoAction Arlington at trees@arlingtonenvironment.org or call 703-228-6427. And remember, it's easy being green, applying for a free, locally native tree.
That's great. I think every tree in Arlington ought to be happy with that report. That was
I
good
would
stuff.
hope so. 41% tree coverage. Not too
Well,
bad.
not just
That's
that,
good.
but I understand that it improves your real estate values as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Doesn't
so-
everybody want
Free
property
wants
with
a tree.
trees?
Yes, property with trees, they do.
And how can you
They
beat a free tree?
Exactly. I love
Can't
the
beat
word
that.
free.
Softens the brutality of the built
I
environment.
love that phrase.
Good
I
stuff.
know.
Every tree ought to be happy about that. I like it. Thanks, Adele. We appreciate it. Here we go. As promised now, our CBB, Community Bulletin Board file, item number 1. Arlington National Cemetery's annual Wreath Laying ceremony is upon us once again every year. Volunteers honor the memory of our fallen brothers and sisters by saying their name aloud while laying a wreath at their headstone. With over 400,000 graves in the cemetery, community involvement is essential. Anybody who is interested in volunteering to help lay wreaths is invited to join in, and everyone is welcome to do so. This is coming up on Saturday, December 14 at 8 in the morning at Arlington National Cemetery which is accessible via Metro. To register, sponsor a wreath, to donate, or find out more about it, you can visit their website at www.wreathsacrossamerica.org. Check it out. It's a fun event and well worth your time.
Yeah, thanks
Miriam.
to everybody who does that. That's wonderful. Well, the Arlington Civic Federation will hold a special meeting at which 2 topics will be discussed. These include a report from the county manager's office with a presentation by Richard Stevenson. There'll also be a Liveability presentation by Eric Castle and Stacy Meyer. The meeting will take place Tuesday, December 17th. Presentations will start at 7 p.m. at the Hazel Auditorium at the Virginia Hospital Center, 1701 North George Mason Drive. Refreshments will be available at 6:30. For more information, you can go to liveability22202.org to check out the framework. Craig?
All right, Miriam. And also in our CBB file, well, if you're looking for some holiday fun for the whole family, then we have a perfect event for you. Crystal City will be holding a large Winter Wonderland Festival featuring pop-up bars, heated igloos, feature that, holiday crafts, and a lot more. The Grump Holiday Shopping Market will also be returning in the afternoon to Crystal City shops, featuring dozens of local vendors selling handmade goodies. This is all happening on Saturday, December 14 at 11 till 9, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. in Crystal City, located right around somewhere around 1901 South Bell Street. So check that out. That should be a great event. Miriam.
Sounds wonderful. And now if you're searching for the perfect gift for your favorite feline, this is the event for you. Arts and craft supplies will be provided for everyone who wants to make their own custom cat toy. Relax, have fun, and express your creativity. This is happening Tuesday, December 17th from 4:30 to 5:30 at the Connection, Crystal City, 2117 Crystal Plaza Arcade. Attendance is first come, first serve, and that's only as long as supplies last. So got to show up early. And thanks so much to Jordan Kotarski for this week's CBB Stories. Yep, definitely. And now we're going to hear from Denise Pringle.
It's time for, well, News for Seniors is coming up. Stick around for that. But our theater reviewer.
Yes, Newsies.
Denise.
Newsies.
She's going to be talking about Newsies this week. Here's Denise.
Artistic director Molly Smith at Arena Stage directs Newsies as her holiday offering. Newsies is based on a Disney film and features a book by Harvey Fierstein, music by Alan Menken, and lyrics by Jack Feldman. It chronicles the 1899 strike by young newsboys when Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst decided to raise the price they would pay for their newspapers. It was a standoff in which the young, poor boys formed a union and prevailed over the rich tycoons. Although the price of papers was not lowered, the publishers agreed to buy back any unsold papers, allowing the newsboys to make more money. Daniel J. Maldonado turns in a commanding performance as Jack Kelly, the charismatic leader of the strike. Joe Montoya, as Crutchy, is Jack's best friend who walks with a limp. They dream of escaping dreary New York and singing and living. They dream of escaping dreary New York and living in sunny Santa Fe. Erin Weaver plays Catherine Plummer, the pen name of Pulitzer's daughter. She not only supports the strikers, she becomes Jack's love interest, much to her father's chagrin. Arena favorite Ed Giro plays Joseph Pulitzer. Nova Y. Payton is Meta Larkin, a flashy and talented entertainer who owns a theater and offers refuge to the newsboys. These featured actors play their roles superbly, but it is the ensemble that captures and holds your attention. They sing and tap their hearts out to the exuberant tap routines of choreographer Parker Essie. One high-spirited dancer even enters the stage with a series of backflips. The set design by Kevin McDonald evokes the run-down neighborhoods of old New York, and a platform rises from the stage floor and offers up a printing press when one is needed. As you enter the theater, the walkways are hung with dozens of clotheslines of vintage linens and garments. It's an unexpected and effective treatment that serves to immediately draw you into the play's environment and sets the proper mood. The look of the play is continued with the costumes of Alejo Vietti. They range from the business attire of the tycoons to the shabby clothes of the newsboys to the more colorful costumes for the ladies of the show. Newsies has been extended through December 29th at Arena Stage. It's excellent family entertainment. Bring your young ones and hope that they are inspired to find their causes, promulgate their virtues, and deliver much-needed changes to our world. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
All right, solid review. Thanks, Denise. Her thoughts on Newsies. I think she liked it.
I think she did.
And it's always nice to take a trip down to Arena Stage.
I know
What's not to
it.
like about that
Maybe
place?
she can hook you up with some tickets.
I know.
You would think, out of all
Who do you
of
know,
us,
Denise? Who do you know?
Christmas is coming. All right, thanks, Denise. We appreciate it. Here we go. As promised now, our News for Seniors segment. Oh, I got him here, right here. My goodness, it looks like that. Matthew Whitfield is an elder law attorney with Legal Services of Northern Virginia, and he will discuss the importance of having and or updating health directives and wills. A question and answer session will follow his presentation. That's coming up on Thursday, December 12 at 11 in the morning at Langston Brown 55 and Senior Center, 55 Plus and Senior Center. They're located at 2121 North Culpeper Street. For more information and to register, call them at this number, 703-228-6300. Miriam.
All right, well, here we go again, shaking it up with our seniors.
Shaking it up.
Yeah, if you're 55 and older and single, you're invited to a holiday soiree. Break out the ugly sweater and mingle with other seniors over fun, game, and refreshments. This holiday season is the perfect time to meet someone new. The party will take place on Wednesday, December 11th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Arlington Mill 55 Plus Center located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. For more information, call 703-228-7369. Bring that sweater, maybe some cologne, meet someone new.
Maybe some cologne, a little bit of cologne. Take a bath in that cologne. There we go. Also, News for Seniors. While research has shown that coloring has many benefits, coloring, yes. And they include lowering stress and anxiety levels, as well as increasing focus, creativity, and positive thinking. A 55-plus coloring session with supplies provided will take place on Monday, December 16, 1:30 in the afternoon at Lee 55-plus Center, located at 5722, a few twos in there, Lee Highway. For more information, call them at this number, 703-228-0555. Miriam.
Thanks, Craig. Each Arlington County's 5 55-plus centers offer a wide variety of exercise classes. These include strength training, Tai Chi, yoga, cardio boxing, Pilates, pickleball, biking, basketball, and much more. The Office of 55-Plus Programs also publishes a 55 Guide, which lists all the recreational activities, social, and wellness programs. There are close to 200 programs offered each week. For more information and to sign up to have your own complimentary guide, call 703-228-4721. And thanks so much to Judy Masadmi for this week's News for Seniors. Thanks, Judy.
Thanks, Judy. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be back with sign off and bye-bye right after we hear from Miss Styrofoam Mom over here in another installment of her Sustainable Scoop.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Audrey Clement.
Check it out.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. On November 5th, 2019, we went to the polls and exercised our right to vote in the state of Virginia. Lots of elections were decided, and Virginia is certainly moving towards a blue wave. But today I would like to talk to an independent candidate who ran for county board, Audrey Clement. Welcome, Audrey.
Hi, I'm happy to be here tonight.
Well, I'm thrilled because it's one thing to exercise your right to vote. It's also really important to exercise your right to run and have conversations. And that's exactly what you've been doing for 9 years as you've run for office in Arlington.
That is correct. This was my 7th run for county board, and I also ran twice for school board.
Okay, and you did really well, so congratulations, 13,000 votes. Consistently, there is a group of Arlingtonians who are voting for you regularly, and they're listening, and I want you to know that I've talked to several people that said, yes, I voted for Audrey, so congratulations, whatever you are doing, the message is growing. So what is your message?
The principal reason why I'm running, and many people ask me this, and I'm constantly referred to in the media as a perennial or nominal candidate, when in fact I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission for a greener Arlington. And here's my basic spiel. Arlington County government promotes itself as progressive, but there is nothing progressive about its principal planning paradigm, which is called smart growth. Smart growth signifies high-density development along transit corridors as an alternative to suburban sprawl. While smart growth has encouraged the development of walkable, transit-oriented communities, its impacts including gentrification, traffic congestion, overcrowded schools, and loss of green space render its advantages meaningless. County Board routinely papers over these impacts, preferring doublespeak and credit claiming to actual mitigation.
Let me just challenge, but let me just kind of process that a little bit, because, you know, smart growth and increasing density along transportation corridors makes sense because you can move a lot of people and you can reduce your carbon footprint as a community. But you're absolutely right. There are impacts. There are impacts to the schools. There are impacts to our health, our trees, and certainly there are impacts to the cost of housing. And so the county has all these initiatives going on, trying to understand and mitigate, and yet at the same time, the growth is happening quicker than they're prepared for. And so do you feel like it's a lack of what's the word I'm looking for? Not a malaise of the process, but a lack of understanding of how this process needs to work from the ground up?
Well, you may be hitting on the core of the problem, which is, in my opinion, a lack of gray matter. I really don't think a lot of our elected officials have the mental capacity to actually cope with these problems. But more sinister than that is the fact that they are basically controlled by developers.
Well, my understanding too is that they're controlled by the desire to meet a budget, a ballooning budget because of growing development. You have more people, you have more demands, and our infrastructure needs so much more energy and effort. So really, I think the honest conversations have to happen between board members and staff. And I don't know if the staff really understands what's about to happen to Arlington, but I did ask Christian Dorsey following the election what he thought of your run and what he thought of these third-party candidates that are starting to emerge with questions just like the one that you're asking, or the ones that you're asking, and I thought his answer was good. He said that you bring up interesting and viable ideas and points, and that it's important to have these conversations in a constructive manner. But I want to touch on something you said earlier, which is you are determined to see change in Arlington. So constructive conversation is one thing and seeing results is another. So tell me about how you think Arlington could get to the result of a greener future.
Well, first of all, we have to end one-party rule. One-party rule basically predominates in most of the jurisdictions across the United States. Arlington is certainly not an exception to the rule, and it leads to less democratic government. In fact, I believe that it leads to tyranny. And to give you an example, just last Saturday, County Board approved a new massive development at the site of the current Harris Teeter in Ballston. This would entail 700 units, 1,000 new residents, 1,000 new parking spaces in an area that is already congested, dangerous to traverse by foot or bike, and difficult for cars. And there was virtually no discussion of the traffic impacts of this development.
Well, let me bring up a point. Since we don't have an awful lot of time, I want to bring up one point that I've been hearing around the county, and it's about livability. And so on December 18th, I believe, the Civic Federation will be proposing a conversation about what livability means. And when they say that, they're including issues of health and wellness, transportation, education, housing. And so I think what you're saying is what a lot of people have said around Arlington, is that we have to start planning holistically. We have to start looking at everything that we have as a commodity, our trees, our roads, our schools, and then how to bolster that as opposed to dismantle it. So I just have to say that I've heard you debate, I've seen your ideas develop over time, and I am very grateful to the fact that you are willing to keep pushing. So I imagine that there are people who want to know more about you and more about what you're doing when you're not running for a elected position. So how do people get in touch with you to find out more about what you're doing?
Well, you can go to my website, www.audreyclement.com. You can also go to my Facebook page, which is the Campaign for a Greener Arlington. And either way, you can touch base with me. You can read my blog, which is extensive. I basically post all the comments that I make to County Board at its monthly meetings on my blog, and so you can see my position on the issues and you can respond.
All right, wonderful. Well, let's just hope that one thing we can all agree is passing the ERA in Virginia.
Well, that I thank you. That is, I agree with that. Yes.
All right,
absolutely.
wonderful. Thanks so much for coming, Audrey, and I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
Okay, good job.
Yes.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks,
But
Mama G.
now for the sweet, lovely part of the evening.
Well, we're just about to wrap up and get out of here, so I'm still stoked about the free tree deal. That's
Oh,
a good.
good,
That's a
yes.
good deal.
It's a great
Get a free
deal.
tree for the Arlington canopy.
I mean, it's valued at over
Why not?
$500, depending on which tree you choose.
That's a great deal.
a baby tree, but what about the
Oh,
other
yes,
baby?
the other baby.
Let's talk
We
about
got a
baby
little bit- okay, little
butterball.
baby-
We love baby
Our own little
butterball.
butterball right here. Is it still up?
Yeah, let's see
Our
him.
little butterball area is Baker Craig at 12. He's sideways. Well, he actually does. He does go the other way.
Isn't he so
He's kind of
sweet?
sideways there, but
He looks
Baby,
well
baby.
done to me.
he's well fed,
Tender
and
and
he's
juicy.
14 weeks. August 12, so coming up December 12 will be what, 15 weeks, something
Wow.
like that.
Congratulations
Almost
to
4
you.
months. So
Beautiful
Proud grandpa.
dog.
That's
Yes,
little baby
indeed.
Baker Craig, and he is something else. He just discovered his tongue.
Well,
He's been sticking his tongue out lately, so happy 15-week Baker.
we got to
Baker
get him in
Craig.
front of this news show.
One of these
That's right.
days.
Okay.
All right, that's it. We got to wrap up and get out of here. Thanks for watching this edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Next week, if you're out there, we'll be here and we'll give it another shot. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.
See ya.